Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. So hey, I've been on this Baitcaster kick and you guys have been enjoying these videos, so make sure you check out my Baitcaster playlist. I'll link it up right there. So what I'm going to discuss today is how to set up a Baitcaster for beginners. I'm going to go over a reel, a rod combo, rod and reel combo that's affordable, not too expensive, not too cheap. You want to have the right balance there. How to add fishing line to a Baitcaster, and also the number one, in my opinion, the number one lure for Baitcaster, especially for freshwater fishing. And we're going to go over all of those things today, so stay tuned. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up, comment below, and make sure you subscribe. Let's go. Before we start with spooling the line onto the Baitcaster, I want to talk a little bit about the rod and the reel. Today I'm using a special combo here by 13 Fishing. This includes the Origin Baitcaster. This is a $100 retail value. What you're going to want is something that has sufficient amount of drag and that is not too cheap, not too expensive, guys. You don't have to break the bank to catch quality fish. Next, I'm going to be showing you the Fate Black rod. It has mediocre reviews, but more importantly, it's a $70 rod. It's a 7-foot 1-inch rod, so it's going to be great for all types of different scenarios. Whether you're casting a worm, you could cast a lipless crankbait, you could do a lot of different things utilizing this rod alone. Now, just so you know, guys, this is the 7-foot 1 medium fast. I'm usually going to go with recommend a medium fast because it could do a little bit of everything. On top of that, this has 10 to 17 pound test line rating, so it's perfect for that 15-pound braid, which I'm going to be spooling up here in just a moment. But it'll put about 150 yards of 15-pound braid on the Origin reel itself. But $170 is a great price range, I think, for a good quality setup. If you go too cheap, you're going to be sacrificing breaks and tension and just build quality. If you go too expensive, you're just going to be breaking the bank. It's not necessary, but sometimes, like you see in my videos, I like high quality stuff, but I fish a whole lot. So let's stop rambling on, go spool this baby up. Let's go. So I also want to mention, I'm going to be using the line that I got out of my Badfish box this past month. So guys, if you don't know, you can save $10 off your first box by using code SaltyScales. I'm going to leave the link down below. So check this out. I showed you this in my unboxing. I got this 4 sprayed, 15-pound test, 125 yards. That's what I'm going to spool up on my new Origin today. We're going to test it out. But typically I would spool up with 15-pound Power Pro or something of that nature, something that I'm familiar with. We're going to be trying this out, putting it to the test on our brand new Origin. So I fed the line through the level line and wrapped it around the spool twice. Now what I'm going to do with the tag end is I'm going to make a loop just like you would with a uni knot. So it should look something like this. And here's my tag end. Now I'm going to wrap it around both lines about 4 to 5 times. The tag end through the loop that you just made. Four. When you pull that tight, it's going to cinch down beautifully, just like that. Now, if you pull it completely tight, it's going to cinch down onto your spool and it's not going to slip, just like you see here. There she is. Now she's ready to be spooled up. So now you want to make sure that you're applying tension when you're tightening this or adding the line to the reel, but you also want to make sure it's held up in an upright position. You don't want it laying down on the ground. You don't want it to create a bunch of line twists. So get someone, if you can, to hold tension, or use the box method. If you're not familiar with that, check out my information on how to spool a Baitcaster down in the description. But I'm going to have someone hold this with a pencil or a screwdriver, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the line on the reel. Now if you wanted to, you could opt to put backing on here as well. If you didn't want to spool it up with all braid, guys, save yourself some money. One of the biggest mistakes that I see new Baitcaster users do is overfill their spool. And guys, this really creates a lot of overruns and a lot of backlashes. So make sure you're using your lip indicator, and even sometimes put on a little less than that indicator, and it's going to save you a lot of headache in the long run. Now what we want to do is I'm going to talk to you about what I think is the most effective freshwater bait. And I think, guys, it has a proven track record. I'm talking years and years and years. Your grandfather and their grandfathers have been using it. It's called the Texas-rigged. So what I like to get is a little weight, a little bullet weight. Is put that right on the main line. Don't mind me, guys. I'm probably a little shaky because I am dehydrated. Now, depending on the bait size, you're typically going to go with a 3 to 5 aught hook. And this is a Gamakatsu hook. I'm going to put this through the eyelet and then through the eyelet a second time. So twice. Now I'm going to tie the improved clinch knot. You guys have seen this numerous times. Wrap it about 7 times, 7 to 8 times depending on the diameter. Put it through the loop and back through the loop that you're making here. Now I have a knot tutorial on this, so if you want more information on that, I have a whole knot tutorial playlist that I'll link down below as well. And it's as simple as that, guys. Now what we want to do is rig our worm. If you're down south, you're not going to beat black and blue, and nothing beats the Gambler 5-inch ace. What I want to do first is go ahead and take the hook, push it right down into the center of that hook. And as it starts to curve, I'm going to pull the hook through the side of the worm. Now what you want to do is push the worm all the way up until it gets to this little L, or this little notch here. You essentially want this to come out the side of the worm. Just like that. So I just turn the hook. You want to turn the hook to where the barb is now facing the worm when you put that through the worm itself. Alright, so once you're here, you want to take your index finger and your thumb, push it inwards like this, go through the bait, and then come right up the top. And that's going to lay completely flat. Now a little trick that you can also do to hide this hook is to put it right up underneath the worm. So just push it up and then back onto the barb, and this will make it to where it's ultimately weedless, not going to hang up on anything. The very last step, guys, is to screw in your bullet weight. So push it in and just screw, and that's going to look just like that. Now sometimes you don't need a weight. Really depends on the depth of your water. You could fish this without a weight if it's in shallow, 3 to 4 foot. If you're fishing 5 foot or deeper, you're going to want to add that weight, and it's going to help get your worm down there. But that's the super effective Texas-rigged. We have our rod and reel set up. Baitcaster for beginners. We got our bait set up. Now what I want to do is, first off, before you do anything, make sure you watch the fine-tuning video. That's the very next step after setting up your brand new gear. You want to understand how to fine-tune it, and then also how to cast it. So watch those videos that just popped up. They're also down in the description. And you might want to watch the whole Baitcaster playlist because it's very knowledgeable, very informative. Now, you ready to see this Texas-rigged under the water? Let's jump in the pool here. I'm going to show you how it looks under the water. Let's go.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video on how to set up a Baitcaster for beginners. If you did, please give a thumbs up, comment below. Hey, little sneak peek, guys. Brand new from St. Croix. This is one of the best, in my opinion, inshore setups that I've ever owned personally. I'm not going to tell you all about it, but St. Croix rod, dial with Certate. Stay tuned. I'm going to be going into detail, diving in depth. Hey, smash that like button, subscribe. Till next time, we'll see you on the water.